The Tennessee Titans travel to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars at Everbank Field. Welcome to the show. My name is Brock Page, and I have a diverse portfolio of trying to predict the outcomes of things I have absolutely no control of. The Titans opened up this divisional matchup as the 1.5-point favorites with a total at 43.5. Since the betting opened up, we've seen a good amount of that early money come pouring in on the Titans. They're now -2 against the spread, with the total moving downward to an even 43 points. Currently, Tennessee's the $1.35 favorites on the money line, and at the moment, just 46% of the actions on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And speaking of the Jags, they're facing a Titans team who's 0-1 against the spread so far on the year. With that blemish in mind, however, Tennessee lost to the Raiders, who could very well be the measuring stick when it comes to top caliber teams in the AFC this season. Wow, that was a long sentence. All told, Jacksonville beat a real soft team in Week 1. It was really tough to tell how legitimate they really are. Looks like picking a winner in this one's going to be tough, but before I go ahead and make my official pick, let's go ahead and take a look at the totals. And when it comes to the scoring, both teams went 1-0 to the unders in the opening week. Tennessee managed to muster up just 16 points on offense against that notoriously porous Raider defense. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Jags gave up just 7 points in their opening contest themselves. Combined, both teams' games are averaging just 39 total points per contest. All told, the case for the under can certainly be made. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I agree with the bettors. Give me the under 43 points in this one. And when it comes to selecting a winner, I just can't see this Jacksonville team getting off to a 2-0 start. They certainly took advantage of a putrid Houston, Texas team last week. I'm going to agree with the betting public on this one and take Tennessee -2 and winning it outright for some moneyline cash. I'm predicting a final of 20-17 Titans. Next game, Philadelphia at Kansas City. The betting opened up with the Chiefs as the 4-point favorites and the total at 47.5. Since then, we've seen a lot of early action come in on the Chiefs as expected. KC's now laying 5.5 against the spread, with the total moving slightly downward to an even 47. Currently, the Chiefs are laying 250 on the money line after opening up as the 2-1 favorites. And at the moment, just 38% of the money's on the Philadelphia Eagles. Since the lines were released for this game, we've seen steady action on this Kansas City team. Really no fluctuation of the lines as of yet. This Kansas City team is 1-0 against the spread after their shocking upset of the Patriots in Week 1. And obviously, we have the Andy Reid, Doug Peterson element to this game. Peterson coached under Andy for years and was actually his OC before taking the Philly job. All told, I think KC has the significant advantage in this one. But before I make my pick, let's break down the total. A lot of scoring in the Philly-Washington game last week as I pushed on the total myself. Depending on where you were shopping last week, Philly's 1-0 to the overs on the year. Meanwhile, on the other side, lots of scoring in that KC-New England game last week. KC's 1-0 to the overs themselves. Both teams' games combined for an average of 58 total points between the two of them. All told, the case for the over can certainly be made, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I disagree with the money on this one. Give me the over, 47 in this matchup. And when it comes to selecting a winner, it looks like it could be straight chalk for me this weekend. And the bettors, a lot of favorites taken this week, and this game's no exception. I'm going to buy the hook and move this one down to an even 5 points. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs -5 and winning it outright for some moneyline cash. I'm predicting a final score of 33-26 Kansas City. Next contest, New England at New Orleans. The Patriots' opening number was -4.5 with the total at 53.5. Since then, we've seen a ton of that early money come pouring in on the Patriots. As of right now, I got the Patriots at -6.5, with the total moving all the way up to an even 55 points. Currently, the Pats are the 290 moneyline favorites, and at the moment, 64% of the action's on New England. With all that money continuing to come in on the Pats, I could see this line getting as high as 7.5 to 8 points by the closing number. If you're a Pats bettor, hopefully you anticipated that small opening market price and jumped on it quick. You got to know in that spot there that that number is just going to continue to grow. Meanwhile, if you're a New Orleans bettor, you're in a good spot here, and I really think patience will pay off. And it might get you maybe an extra half a point to full point. Who knows? You can always purchase the hook at the cage. And if you're liking this Saints team, I'd be inclined to let this one get to 7.5 or 8 points and then tease it for another 7. But regardless, New England's going to bounce back in a big way, in my opinion. The Saints don't look all that great. And there's going to be some significant drama in their locker room this year. I can guarantee it. Their offense ain't clicking. And their defense, well, they couldn't stop East Stroudsburg State College. I'm going to once again agree with the betting public on another chalk. Just to be safe, I will buy the hook and move it down to -6. Give me New England laying the 6 points and winning it outright for some money line cash. And when it comes to the scoring, both teams are 1-0 to the overs and had opening week games that looked like arena football scores. I think it's safe to say that I'm in full agreement with the betting public here. Give me the over. 55 points in this one. I'm predicting a final score of 34-27 Patriots. All right, folks. I'm going to slide into my next of 2 Instagram quick picks. It's the lightning round, so I got to move. I'm talking about Minnesota +5 at Pittsburgh with the total at an even 46. Currently, the Pittsburgh Steelers are laying 250 on the money line, and at the moment, 60% of the actions on Sammy Sleeves and the Minnesota Vikings. I like Pittsburgh laying the points at home here. If you're betting on this game, I think you can be patient and let this thing get down to about 4.5 so you can buy the hook. I got to do it, folks. A lot of folks are liking the Vikings. I'm not. I got to take the chalk once again. This time, it's in full disagreement with the bettors. Give me Pittsburgh -5 and winning it outright for some money line cash. I do think it stays under as well. I'm once again in full agreement. Just kidding. Disagreement with the bettors. Give me the under 46. I'm predicting a final of 26-19 Pittsburgh. And that's going to take me into my next and final game for the show, Chicago +7.5 at Tampa Bay, with the total at 43.5. Currently, the Bucs are the 3-1 money line favorites, and at the moment, 60% of the actions on Tampa Bay. I'm going to disagree with the betting public on this one, and I'm actually very relieved that I'm doing so. I thought for sure when I was going through the trends earlier in the week that I'd have to literally go straight chalk for 16 games, and fortunately, my run of favorites ends here. Chicago's going to get it done. I like the Bears +7.5 and winning it outright for some juicy money line value. I also think it stays under. Give me Chicago 23-17. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. But before I get out of here, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free, and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the free information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Most importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page Productions, I'm Brock Page. And have yourself a positive day.